Hello, I am the Dark Knight Apologist, and welcome back to Dark Knight Apologetics. Hello, it's me again, Jeremy, the Dark Knight Apologist. So, in this video, we are going to be covering some stuff about myths that flat earthers believe in that are not substantiated by the Bible. As you can probably tell on my channel, I read the Bible a lot. I'm a Christian. And yeah, I've read it from cover to cover, from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22. So yeah, I know what it says. But in this video, we're focusing on myths that the flat earthers believe that are not covered in the pages of the Bible. These myths can be kind of interesting to research a little bit. But yeah, they're just as ridiculous as everything else the flat earthers believe. The earth isn't flat. It's very much a globe. The earth is a globe. I mean, I've made that very clear in my videos. The earth is a globe. So let's look at these myths that they believe. Flat earthers have tried to use Yggdrasil to explain earthquakes. Yeah, the Bible does mention earthquakes, but there is no mention of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is that mythological tree from Norse mythology. Yeah, that's not in the pages of the Bible. Yggdrasil is nowhere to be found in there. So stop using it if you want to call yourself a Christian. Because, yeah, Yggdrasil's not in the pages of the Bible. So, yeah, Yggdrasil doesn't exist. It doesn't explain earthquakes. Stop using it. It doesn't exist. And no matter how many times you reach to Yggdrasil, it's not going to help you in any way, shape, form, or matter. It doesn't explain earthquakes. It doesn't exist. Earthquakes are just tectonic plates rubbing against each other. That's how earthquakes work. It's the tectonic plates moving around. That's earthquakes. So yeah, Yggdrasil, not a thing. It doesn't exist. So what's the other one? Flat earthers have used Apep or Sebettu, or they sometimes call it the anti-moon, to make it sound more pseudoscience-y. It's still pseudoscience, to explain eclipses. Now, what's the problem with the anti-moon? Aside from the fact that it doesn't exist, it doesn't explain eclipses. Eclipses are mentioned in the Bible. I mean, we've had eclipses ever since the moon started existing. Yeah, eclipses occur. They occurred in biblical times. They occur in modern times. So yeah, of course they're going to be mentioned. But no, the anti-moon doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Sebettu is a Sumerian myth. It's not mentioned in the pages of the Bible. It doesn't exist. The anti-moon isn't mentioned in the pages of the Bible. It doesn't exist. So stop mentioning it if you want to call yourself a Christian. Sebettu is not in the Bible, so stop mentioning it. So, the problem with the anti-moon is that if it did exist, we would notice it blocking out starlight when it's not causing an eclipse. Yeah, that doesn't happen. There are no places where the anti-moon is blocking out starlight when there's not an eclipse. So if you want to claim that the anti-moon exists, show blocked out starlight by the anti-moon when it's not causing an eclipse. You won't find it because the antimoon doesn't exist. The eclipses are just caused by either the moon getting in the way of the sun or the earth getting in the way of the moon. That's an eclipse. So yeah, there is no antimoon. It doesn't exist. So next up would be Nanna, or the natural luminosity of the moon, to explain moon phases, or as the Spanish called it, luna. The Sumerians called it Nanna. Yeah, it also doesn't exist, and it's not mentioned in the pages of the Bible. Go figure! How's that for you? Another thing that isn't mentioned in the pages of the Bible that flat earthers believe. So yeah, the moon does not create its own light, and even if it did, that wouldn't explain the phases of the moon. The moon has phases because sunlight reflects off of it. If you get a nice powerful camera, you'll see shadows in the craters of the moon. So yeah, you can't have shadows if it's generating its own light. So no, the moon does not generate its own light. It just reflects sunlight. And Nanna is not mentioned in the pages of the Bible, so stop using it if you want to call yourself a Christian. Please stop referring to these ancient myths. They are not helping your cause. They are making you sound stupid. The last one I wanted to mention was Abzu, the primeval sea of Sumerian myth. There are a lot of other myths, a lot of other mythologies that mention a primeval sea, but yeah, flat earthers will refer to the primeval sea, Abzu, to try to explain the tides. It doesn't help them. The tides are explained by the gravity of the moon, and Abzu is not mentioned in the pages of the Bible. So yeah, it doesn't help them. It's not mentioned in the pages of the Bible. Tides are caused by the gravity of the moon, and a little bit by the gravity of the sun, but mostly the gravity of the moon. So yeah, gravity's a thing. Remember, the Earth is a globe, and an omnipotent being is capable of creating a globe Earth. God made a globe Earth. Remember that. Yggdrasil, Sebettu, Luna or Nanna, Abzu, all not mentioned in the pages of the Bible. Stop mentioning them. They are not helping your case. Okay? We good? Goodbye. Oh yeah, I just remembered a few things. I wanted to mention that Yggdrasil is not the tree of knowledge or the tree of life. Those are not sproutlings from Yggdrasil. They are not connected to each other. So no, don't you dare reach to the tree of knowledge of good and evil or the tree of life to try and say that the Bible does mention Yggdrasil, because yeah, they're not the same thing. So no, that won't help you. Those two trees in the Garden of Eden have nothing to do with Yggdrasil. It's not going to help your case. Stop referring to Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil doesn't exist. So what was the other thing I forgot? Oh yeah, Abzu, the primeval sea. The Bible does mention waters below the earth, but yeah, those are just aquifers. You know what aquifers are? Aquifers are the water below the earth. They're just aquifers. There's no primeval sea. Abzu does not exist. It's not mentioned in the pages of the Bible. Yggdrasil doesn't exist. Abzu doesn't exist. So, yeah, stop mentioning these ancient myths. They are not helping your case. They're not substantiated by the Bible. They're not something that Christians should believe. If you want to call yourself a Christian, stop believing in these ancient myths. They are not helping. They are making you sound stupid. Stop it. Okay? Now that I've added what I forgot, I think we're good. Goodbye. This is the Dark Knight Apologist, and I just wanted to say, see you next time.